Hello dear colleagues. Nice to meet you again. Today we are going to look at another active learning method called concept mapping teaching method. As the name implies, it is a visual learning approach that helps students to see the connections between ideas and how they relate to one another. They learn by doing, drawing diagrams to show how ideas relate to each other. It works in all levels of education from primary school up to university and beyond, but the complexity of the concept map will differ according to the age and level of the students. This method is an effective way to engage students in their learning and help them to retain what they have learned. By encouraging students to think visually, this method helps them to process information more deeply and make connections between new information and prior knowledge. When students draw concept maps, they are actively involved in the learning process and are less likely to be passive or disengaged. So now let's see how to do it. Step number 1, introduce the method and its objective. Explain to students that they are going to learn about concept mapping and how it can help them to visualize and organize information. Give an example of a simple concept map and explain the purpose of the different elements of the concept map. Tell them that they will be creating their own concept maps to demonstrate their understanding of a particular topic. Step number 2, provide instructions and materials. Give students clear instructions on how to create a concept map and what elements to include. Depending on the age and ability of the students, you may provide them with some additional support, such as a template or a list of keywords. You may also want to give them some time to brainstorm ideas before starting to draw their concept maps. If needed, explain that they should use different colors, shapes, and sizes to represent different ideas and concepts. Make sure that students understand the purpose of using visuals in concept mapping. That is to help them remember what they have learned. Encourage them to be creative and use their imagination when designing their concept maps. Step number 3, guide students through the activity. Allow students to work individually or in small groups, depending on the complexity of the task and the amount of time available. Monitor students' progress and provide feedback and support as needed. If students are working in groups, encourage them to discuss their ideas and work collaboratively. Make sure that all students are participating and on task. Step number 4, reflect on the process and outcomes. After students have completed their concept maps, ask them to share their diagrams with the class and explain how they organized the information. Discuss the different approaches students used and the strategies they found most effective. Ask students to reflect on the process of creating a concept map and the benefits of using this approach to learn. You may also want to ask them to evaluate their own concept maps and identify areas for improvement. Now let us have a look at an illustration of students engaged in the concept mapping active learning method. The scene shows a dynamic classroom environment with students interacting, collaborating, and engaging in the activity. The illustration includes various details such as facial expressions, educational tools, and classroom layout to provide a comprehensive view of the learning process. In the center of the illustration, a group of 3 students is working together on a concept map. The students are sitting in a circle and using a large pad of watercolor paper and a pen to draw their diagram. The concept map shows the relationship between ideas and concepts related to the topic. The students are focused and engaged in the task, with one student pointing to the concept map while the other 2 listen attentively. Their facial expressions convey interest and active participation in the learning process. Around the central group, other students are engaged in their own concept maps, working either individually or in pairs. Some students are using different colored markers to highlight key concepts and ideas, while others are using a computer and an online tool to create their diagrams. The classroom is bright and welcoming with large windows that allow natural light to illuminate the space. The walls are decorated with student work and inspirational quotes that promote a positive and stimulating learning environment. The teacher is walking around the classroom, observing students and providing guidance and support as needed. The teacher has a tablet and is using it to access online resources and digital tools that complement the lesson. The teacher is attentive and responsive to the needs of the students, ensuring that everyone is on track and making progress. Overall, the scene depicts a vibrant and dynamic classroom where students are actively engaged in their learning and encouraged to collaborate. Think creatively and use visual tools to organize and communicate their understanding of complex concepts. Thank you for watching. See you next time.